Want to learn how to 3D print any kind of server rack, or truly any kind of rack at all? Like bookshelves, drawers, pie mini racks, even full-size 19-inch monsters? Or maybe something like this little 10-inch beauty? All built with one single modular system? If so, then stick around. I'm gonna show you how it's done. For those of you who prefer to directly see some rack examples, feel free to use the timecodes or the chapters to directly skip to the real-life builds. Otherwise, stick around for the full journey. Hi, my name is Patrick. Welcome to KellerLab, the channel where I present the latest developments in my home lab journey. Originally, I only wanted to build a small Raspberry Pi cluster to dive deeper into networking, virtualization and all that good stuff. Naturally, this led me to search for some nice printable rack solutions. I found a few online, but none of them really fit my needs. Most designs I found were either one-off solutions for specific devices, or they just stuck to one standard. At the time, I was already thinking about how that will scale in the long run. Do I always either have to buy or print the next bigger rack solutions when I want to grow my infrastructure? Can't I just throw it all into one single rack? Sure, there were designs out there that would have somehow met my needs at the time. But that's the thing, they only fit those needs. They didn't scale, they didn't grow with me. And that's when I realized, actually, they didn't fit my wants. I know, one should keep it simple stupid, but wouldn't it be nice to have a one-size-fits-all solution from the get-go? Something truly modular that wouldn't just fit Raspberry Pis, but could also grow with me, supporting switches, 10-inch gear, even maybe full-blown 19-inch devices down the road, and maybe also just stuff. So I tried my luck coming up with a modular rack building solution. I quickly put something together, but as you can see from these prototypes, it needed some refinement. It was a long journey, and in the end I came up with HomeRacker, a truly universal modular rack building system, directly printable at home. It's free, parametric and based on an open specification, so everyone can and hopefully will contribute. So, what is HomeRacker exactly and how does it work? The concept is quite simple. The core of the HomeRacker system consists of three parts. First, there are supports, which are the structural spine of the system. They define width, length and height of your rack. Then there are connectors, and as the name suggests, they connect said supports in all human accessible spatial dimensions. They come in different types such as standard, pull-through and feed. And lastly, we have the lock pins, which are used to lock connectors and supports in place so they don't fall apart when you look at them too hard. These pins also hold the magic of the system. Their convex shape creates tension, firmly locking them into place as they align with the holes on the supports, effectively trapping them. These few ingredients give you the freedom to basically scale racks infinitely and create whatever it is that you want to rack. At least to the point where a rack collapses under its own weight and might turn into a black hole. Physics. Yay. A most basic rack might look like this. Built with just 12x8 supports, 8 3D 3-way connectors and 24 lock pins, you get a basic cube. Okay, this alone though is only a lonely little rack without any purpose. To give it purpose, we need extensions to the core. I've already created an initial ecosystem as a proof of concept that the HomeRacker system can be truly versatile for any racking needs. These include easily customizable shelves, Gridfinity compatible of course. Then there's Gridfinity drawers and also pie cases with vertical and horizontal mount options. I also created a universal mount. This is a customizable bracket to mount virtually all cuboid devices, not following any 10 or 19-inch standard like this little switch here. Then there's also a specialized airflow kit. Furthermore, some fully customizable rack mount ears for 10 and 19-inch gear. And of course 10 and 19-inch rack mount adapters following the standard height units. These are meant to be used with cage nuts. And it just so happens to be that 3 HomeRacker units are almost equal to a standard height unit. Half a mil more actually, but we'll come to that later on. Then there's diagonal supports to act as stabilizers on bigger builds. And also airtight shelves to keep your filament dry. And now, a coffee break. This video is brought to you by coffee. Coffee, The reason I didn't incinerate the entire thing halfway through. Let's quickly go over the tech specs. I mentioned HomeRacker units earlier, and it's a common term within the system, so I wanted to touch on it. You can find the complete technical specifications at HomeRacker.org. The system is built around 4 key numbers, but for now, I'll focus on explaining the HomeRacker base unit. And this one's a metric unit, my dear Americans and Liberians and Marians? 15 millimeters is the base unit for HomeRacker. This means every HomeRacker support is 15 millimeters wide, 15 deep, and its height is a multiple of 15 millimeters, depending on how many units a support has. This base unit always determines the length of a support. So if I talk about an X8 support, I'm referring to 120 millimeters in length. I think you get the idea. A short word on connector naming. With over 30 connectors, I named them uniquely with a systematic approach. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but it allows you to easily identify them. Names like 3D, 4WPS, which stands for 3D, 3 ways, pull through sideways. They aren't pretty, but they are functional. I prioritized functionality over aesthetics. The full catalog of connectors can be found directly in the core model on MakerWorld. It's currently the best source of truth at the moment. Truth. Boy. Now, let's get down to business. Core and extensions are all good, but what do finished builds look like? Let me briefly show you a few different creations. For most of these builds, you'll find a corresponding model on MakerWorld, including a ready-to-print print profile and the original parametric Fusion 360 file. Some of them are already customizable as well in the parametric model maker. Small disclaimer, the following is only a brief overview of models I already created. We're not going into technical details here or how to assemble them. Some of them, though, will get a separate video. Let me know in the comments which of them you are most eager to see. I'll prioritize accordingly. The first one I wanted to show is the modular Pi mini rack. This is the very thing I initially wanted to create, and now here it is, a super minimal build for 3 Raspberry Pi 5s mounted horizontally and a smart switch mounted with the HomeRacker universal mount bracket. You can add multiple frame levels for additional Pis to it, but then you'd definitely need a bigger switch. However, this rack consists of very few parts, so it's a quite cheap build. This model as is cannot be found on MakerWorld, but by combining a few existing ones, namely the core model, the Pi snap case and the mount bracket, you can build a similar one yourself. Let me know in the comments if you need more input on that. As the video title claims, you can build virtually any rack size, but I wanted to prove that claim. So I created a 19-inch mount kit and this example build here. This one's a 19-inch demo rack to show off the capabilities of HomeRacker. It really cost me some brain power to come up with a somewhat acceptable solution here. The main challenge here was to overcome print bed limitations, since a regular consumer printer cannot just print 19-inch gear in one piece. So I came up with extended supports. The result is the 19-inch mount kit for HomeRacker, which you can find at MakerWorld as a separate model. At this point I need to place a disclaimer. This one's just a proof of concept which did not undergo extensive load-bearing tests, so use at your own risk. Now let's move on to my flagship build, the Cyberpunk style 10-inch rack. This one contains almost every extension I created so far for HomeRacker, meaning the core system to bear load and give structural integrity, special 10-inch rack mounts for 1 and 2 standard height units. These rack mounts carry a managed switch in the front as well as a PDU in the back, and they also carry the Pi cover plate. And behind this cover plate there's the Pi snap cases for vertical mounting. I also included handles to carry it around, and then there's the airflow kit, which consists of top and base fan plates to mount standard fans. There's bores for 80, 92 and 120 millimeters. Then there's side plates just to slide onto the supports. These are Cyberpunk themed in different heights depending on the height of each stage. In combination with the front and back plates, they can channel the airflow and avoid dust buildup. For the backplates, there's also a special inlet plate, which partially consists of TPU for a flexible cable inlet. This is meant to minimize airflow disturbance and also acts as dust protection. This rack consists of many parts. This will take some time to print and build. This model and a non-Cyberpunk themed printing profile can be found on MakerWorld. The link, as always, can be found down in the description. I will also provide a guidance video at some point to show you how to assemble the parts, which I will also link in the description below as it arrives. Moving on! Let's come to a more exotic one, the thing which is only a natural progression when having limitless possibilities. A rack which can serve any purpose. A rack that combines all known standard. A rack that looks like it already survived a nuclear explosion actually. I lovingly call it the Abomination. It combines a 10-inch rack, bookshelf and 19-inch rack into one single mutant. Like the 19-inch one before, it only acts as a proof of concept to spark some ideas on how to humiliate rack kind even further. Lastly, I'm particularly proud of other creations, like the shelf, the Gridfinity drawer and the dry filament shelf, all of which built upon HomeRacker. However, I believe they deserve their own dedicated videos. The description will be supplemented with dedicated links as they arrive. Now, toilet break. This video is brought to you by coffee. Coffee, also the reason I have to pee so often. In the beginning, I wasn't thinking about how this project would escalate, but truth is, I got inspired by Zach Friedman's Gridfinity and how he established an open source specification, which I guess one could call a standard nowadays. Considering how versatile the HomeRacker system is, I thought I would do the same and first publish the specification under the CC BY SA and the MIT license, so anyone can make use of it, even commercially. You can find the specs at homeracker.org. I put a link down in the description. The site itself is sourced from a simple GitHub markdown, so if you see something missing, you can just open a pull request on the repository, which is linked at the site itself. As I already showed you, there's some base ecosystem with the extensions I created. But I think there are way more possibilities on how you can leverage HomeRacker. So I invite you to share your own HomeRacker creations online and notify me about it. If it passes my personally totally objective quality gate, I'll add it happily to the extension catalog. But now, let's be real and reflect a bit about the pros and cons of the system. TLDR, the biggest strength is also its biggest challenge: versatility. If you're looking for a plug-and-play rack, this might feel overwhelming. But if you love customizing and want to create something exactly right for your setup, HomeRacker delivers. This kind of versatility makes it also pretty bulky compared to specialized solutions. If you look at this Gridfinity drawer, for example, it works really nicely and also looks neat if I say so myself. It would even allow to be incorporated in any of the racks I've shown you, but it's bulky. When I open the drawer, you see a lot of unused space here because of adapters and stuff, which a specialized Gridfinity drawer, of which you can find many online, doesn't have. So frugality is not one of its virtues. In the end, I think it's a great system with a lot of potential, and if you just want to rebuild what I did, use the MakerWorld links to print your dream rack today, or rather during the next few days. Printing actually takes some time. To not make this video too long, I decided to cut the part of printing modalities and troubleshooting out of this one. If you are interested in such a video, let me know in the comments. So, there you have it. HomeRacker, a fully modular universal rack building system where only the sky's the limit. Or printing modalities, dimensions, load-bearing capabilities, complexity, cost. Man, who approved the script? As I said, creativity-wise, there are almost no limits. So, should you start printing a HomeRacker for yourself, just be cautious. Don't let HomeRacker become a literal HomeRacker. See what I did there? However, this rabbit hole can go deep and become a time-consuming sink. Trust me. I recently wanted to start playing a new video game right after finishing the HomeRacker project 6 months ago. Just saying. Anyways, just try it. Print yourself a minimal build like the ones I showed you using the models I published. And if they hook you, try to create your own custom extensions upon the existing ecosystem. I'd be glad to review them and eventually add them to the catalog. Catalog. I don't know. So, what do you think? Might this be the thing you were looking for? Or is it just another over-engineered, overcomplicated, expensive entropy accelerator for the universe? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to follow along my HomeLab journey. See you next time. Maybe. I don't know if this is gonna be a regular thing. Let's see. Okay, bye. Holy cow, developing this opened a black rabbit hole. Even though I didn't need it, I bought some 10-inch gear like this micro tick switch and the PDU just for the sake of proving that the HomeRacker works for any size racks. I know, any cheap switch would have done, but I got trapped with these Serve the Home videos and needed to find the one switch I may need later on anyways, and these little sidetracks went on and on and on, like playing Skyrim. But this time, I finished the main quest. And finding a name for this thing, that was another odyssey, I tell you. Holy cow. Literally every name I could think of was already taken. It took me, I think, 3 to 4 hours to finally go with HomeRacker, which I now actually find pretty catchy. Part tongue-in-cheek, part practical.